Somebody asked Muhammad ibn Wasi, Ayyu amalin fi dunya afdal? Like many a'mal, obviously, when you've seen the hadith as well, that when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, Ayyul amali afdal, which amal is the best amal? Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he responds according to the situation and scenario, depending on who he's speaking to. Sometimes the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will respond according to circumstances. So for example, now, somebody will ask you, where's the best place to spend my money? So I will say, well, right now, the best place to spend your money is in Turkey. There's been an earthquake, people have been afflicted, people have nothing, people have lost everything. That's the best place to spend your money. So that doesn't mean every single time, every single place. So right now, so based on circumstances, based on the situation, it's min afdal al-a'mal. So sometimes the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will say to somebody that the best amal is salah ala waqtiha. The best amal is birrul walidain. The best amal is this. It means here, for that particular person, that particular scenario, that particular situation. Yes? You understand? So similarly here, when he says ayyul amali fi dunya afdal, he's looking at one particular context, because obviously salah is one of the best a'mal, zakat is the best a'mal. But he's saying here that in one way, one of the best a'mal, one of the best amal is suhbatul ashab, is spending time with good company. This is one of the best a'mal. وَمُحَادَثَةُ الْإِخْوَانِ, sitting and talking with your brothers, spending time with them. إِذَا اسْتَحَبُّ, by condition, not just chilling out and hanging around. إِذَا اسْتَحَبُّوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى, when they come together for birr, for goodness, for righteousness, for taqwa. So when you have friendship for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's a very, very great amal. It comes in the hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, سَبْعَةٌ يُذِلُّهُمُ اللَّهُ فِي ذِلِّهِ يَوْمَ لَا ذِلَّ إِلَّا ذِلُّهُ, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give 7 people shade under the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when there is no other shade. And one of this is رَجُلَانِ تَحَابَّا فِي اللَّهِ, when 2 people have love for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Meaning what? They come together, and they're not coming together because they're family. That's also important. Come together with the family. So that's another ibadah, silatul arham. But they come together not for business, not for family ties, just because of the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That includes all of us here as well. We've all come together, why? For the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of knowledge, Quran, hadith, to study, to learn amal, to learn a'mal, to learn da'wah. This is why we come together. So it's a very, very, it's suhbatul ashab, wa muhadathul ikhwan, idha istahabu ala al-birri wa taqwa. And when we are accompanying each other on righteousness and good, encouraging each other, motivating each other to do goodness and do righteousness. So it's a very, very good amal. Never be late. And he goes on to say here, وَلَا خَيْرَ فِي صُحْبَةِ الْأَصْحَابِ وَمُحَادَثَةِ الْإِخْوَانِ إِذَا كَانُوا عَبِيدَ بُطُونِهِمْ لِأَنَّهُمْ إِذَا كَانُوا كَذَلِكَ ثَبَّتَ بَعْضُهُمْ بَعْضًا عَنِ الْآخِرَةِ. And he says, there's no good in friends and no good in hanging around with people when they are the slaves of their stomach. What does that mean? This is a stomach and you're a slave to that. So in the Arabs, when you use the word slave, they mean somebody who is subservient to this. Yes? So you find it very commonly that the word slave, لُعِنَ عَبْدُ الدِّينَار وَعَبْدُ الدِّرْهَمْ. So what do you mean by slave of dirham? Because the slave has to do what the master says. He doesn't have his own volition. He has his own choice. Whatever the master says, he does that. So if you're a slave to your stomach, what are you? Whatever your stomach takes you, you just do that. Stomach says to eat halal, you eat halal. Eat haram, you go haram. You don't care. You just follow your desires, basically. And butun, I guess you can say, is a majaz for shahawat. So when people are slaves to their desires, and you hang around with these kind of people, this is not any good for you. Why? Because what will do, it will ثَبَّتَ بَعْضُهُمْ بَعْضًا عَلَى الْآخِرَةِ. It will lower you. Why? It will lower you in terms of your hereafter. Because you're not motivated, not trying to get each other to become better. You're not be friends and let's compete in our hifz. Who can do more ajza? Who can do more repetition? Who can learn more sabak? Who can try to read quicker? Who can finish the hifz first? You're not friends in saying, let's try and do who can do tarawih, who can lead more qira'ah, who can lead more raka'at, who gets the least mistakes. That's not a competition. You're not saying, okay, we will make sure that we each other, we're friends first. If you don't see your friend in Fajr, you say, where you want at Fajr? Come on, you need to come for Fajr Salah. You're friends in this. So if it's not this, then what happens? You are friends, but what's your friends on? Just on shahawat. When it's fun, what do you talk about? Dirty things, talk about filthy things, you share evil, you share sins, you encourage others to go and do wrong. This is something really bad. This is the worst thing that can happen. And you are normally, the company you associate yourself with is very, very significant in what you have in life. And not only sometimes, as adults and parents, we're very worried about our children, which is very good. We're supposed to be that. But then we forget about ourselves. Or sometimes you forget about children after they get a certain age. We think, oh, now they're older. It's like, okay, even when they get older, you're still responsible for them. You still have to make sure that and even yourself, even when you're 30, 40, 50, even then you say, well, who am I hanging around with? This can have a very significant effect on you. If you have sometimes you have certain friends, like someone when you go home on, when we talk in the car, what do you talk about? Hadith, a question you may have, I don't understand this, how do you reconcile this? That's our own discussion we have, or about madrasa, because that's what we come together on. Some you have other friends, like the only thing they talk about is something else, like we don't have friends to do anything bad or something. Let's use this stuff. The first thing I ask is, I don't know, about football, about cricket, or about, I don't know, something, or some talk about business, some talk about shares or bitcoins or whatever. So that's not bad, that's halal, but if you hang around those people all the time, that's all you can talk about. And you hang around people who, you see somebody who's doing better than you, imagine it, you have friends, and you see one friend, okay, they're doing this much khatam in Ramadan, and you have an imani ghayr inside, you say, no, what? He's doing this much khatam in Ramadan, this much tilawah in Ramadan, I could be doing as much, even more. You read this, you feel I want to get like this. You see a person who gives this much sadaqah, you think, I could do that as well. I can outdo this person. You're in a class and somebody's doing really well in their studies. They spend so much time studying. You have that motivation. I want to also do like this. Not out of jealousy or hasad, but it's with وَفِي ذَلِكَ فَلْيَتَنَافَسِ الْمُتَنَافِسُونَ. You're competing. So that's why having good friends and having friends who will encourage you to do good is very, very important. Do you understand? And you have to try to make this circle. You have to try to make the circles that you have, the friends that you have, try to make that friend circle better. Try to improve, bounce off each other. If you have, even in the staff, you have one staff member doing more mut'ala, you see that person doing more mut'ala, the dars is good. You shouldn't have hasad or jealousy. You should have, aspiration. Now, look, mashallah, this person is giving a good dars. Maybe the way they explain something, the way the amount of mut'ala they've done, the way they captivate in the class. Well, I want to try and become like that. You have a classmate, they're doing a lot of work. And for example, you have a classmate, that classmate is done what? The teacher likes that person. Not because of favoritism or not because of anything, but because that person works hard. You should say, well, no, I want to be like that as well. I want to be able to grab the attention of my teacher because of my hard work and my attention. So in all good things, وَفِي ذَلِكَ فَلْيَتَنَافَسِ الْمُتَنَافِسُونَ. In good things, try to compete. And this will make you a better person, make your friends better people, make your class a better place, make your institute a better place, make your family a better place. Do you understand? So try and do this. Try to have friendship and have ashab who compete in good, who encourage each other to do good. Do you understand? سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك.